seen in a long time. It was just back and forth all night long before Snow Canyon finally scored very late in that one to get the win. So Dixie beat Snow Canyon, but by the narrowest of margins, and Snow Canyon showing they're a part of this. These two teams right there at the top of Region 9 as well. So the helicopter is lifted off. Game football has been delivered, and the crowd getting ready. A lot of folks again still coming into the stadium here tonight. This is the Simister Orthodontics pregame show. Simister's been a fan favorite for over 20 years. They just simply make amazing smiles happen. Visit simisterortho.com and get your free consultation. We'll be talking about some of the stats, the comparisons. I had a chance to go down and talk to the head coach of the Pineview Panthers. We'll get his comments coming up here in just a moment in the locker room coaches' comments. And again, we really do appreciate all the great sponsors who help us make these broadcasts possible every week. Another game, well, actually both other games are on the air tonight. We do have across the county now out at Hurricane. The Hurricane Tigers are playing host to the Cedar Redmond. We do have our national anthem coming up in just a moment. They're bringing the flag out onto the field here, so that'll be coming up. I'm going to take a little extended break here, allow all that to take place, then we'll come back and get into it and talk more football. So we'll take a 2-minute break. We'll be right back.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund breeding.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Information on hot water heating.
No. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out the words.
World music, playing track now.
No.
Let me try. Our daughter gets confused about which details in a story are important.
Which paper towels are most absorbent?
What?
Here are 5 product reviews.
Why are you not getting me?
See, I told you.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Beautiful rendition of our national anthem. I felt like I was in the choir almost. They're actually standing right behind me here in the press box. Trilogy Choir from Pineview High School with that rendition of our national anthem. So nice to hear that. Nice to be here. Boy, I tell you, this game is the first one I can honestly say It feels like football, doesn't it? Today being the first day of fall. Officially, it came down, I guess, at around 2 o'clock this afternoon. Nonetheless, cooler day. Here we are, a couple of great football teams. I don't know. I couldn't ask for anything more than what we've got here tonight. Let's take a look at some of the keys to the game. Again, brought to you by Camping World in St. George. You'll find a great selection on all top brand sales, parts, and service. It's the full retail store. Visit them at 1500 Hilton Drive, or you'll find them online at campingworldstgeorge.com. As I mentioned, I did have a chance to get out on the field prior to the game tonight and talk with the head coach of the Pineview Panthers. Coach Hosner, he is he's I hate to use the word granddaddy, but he's been here for quite a while, and he's a lot of fun. He has done an incredible job here at Pineview, and got his kids stoked once again and got them in the midst of a good season. They come in with a winning record at 3-2. I know last week was an extremely tough loss for them. They had beaten Snow Canyon many times in a row, but they got last week. So I asked him about this game tonight against Dixie. Well, of course, his first word was, we're excited. This is what we play for. This is where we want to be. We want to be in a great football game. He said that the team's excited. He's excited. Coach is ready to go. And I asked him, okay, so excitement is one good thing to have. What are some of the other things you need to have? And immediately he said discipline. He said, we have got to play disciplined here tonight. And then he went on, and he, of course, talked about some of the players from Dixie High School. And you know the names. You've got Nate Mahi, Hobbs Nyberg with his incredible season. Of course, at the Q-back slot, Jacob Barbin, Preston Moore. I mean, I could go down the list, obviously. He named several of those people, and he said, these are the guys that we have to be disciplined with, because as you know, Mike, he said they can burn you at any time, and they're going to do it. So I said, you're absolutely right. The other word that Coach Hosner used here tonight was, he said, you have got to play hard. Play hard, but he went back to discipline. So there you have just a quick look, some of the keys of the game. I agree with that. I think that obviously a key for the Pineview Panthers tonight is they have got to put pressure on Barbin. They've got to get in his face. He cannot be allowed to drop back, have time to look out, maybe check off once or twice, and find an open receiver, which a lot of times is Hobbs Nyberg. So I think that's a real key in tonight's game. Now, on the other side, defensively for the Dixie Flyers, they're going to need to be keying in on a young man by the name of Jacob Mapungi. Mapungi has been around for a while. He knows what he's doing. He's got a great skills, great ability. I went up I guess it was last year, beginning of the year, and watched them play Cyprus, and it was really the Jacob Mapungi show. He really took them apart, a much bigger school. All right, while I'm looking down on the field, and those on TV just saw the coin flip was held. Dixie wins the flip. They have said, we are going to defer to the second half, and so Dixie will be kicking off. The Pineview Panthers will be receiving to start tonight's ball game. I talked about the coach, what he said, kind of gave keys, but I'll say that's also the coach's comments, brought to you by The Locker Room, local company with team apparel, everything for athletes from the Pee-wees to the pros. The Locker Room, 514 North Bluff. You know it. The game starts when you leave the locker room. All right, both teams, they finished all the pregame activities here tonight. It's going to be an extended halftime. There's a lot of excitement because it is homecoming for the Pineview Panthers. As I pulled up, and I thought I was here plenty well, but an hour plus before the game, and already cars were parking down the street. And then it hit me, oh yeah, and a lot of kids coming. They're dressed up, they're excited, they're ready to go. This is what high school football really is all about. Thanks again to our sponsors, Sinister Orthodontics, Camping World, The Locker Room. We certainly appreciate Sky Mountain Golf Course, and of course, starting lineups. You've got I mentioned several of the starters. Ryan Havinas, the quarterback. He's a senior, big kid, 6'2", about 185, and he's another key to tonight's game, and I should have mentioned him. Havinas has had a pretty good year as far as passing. Havinas he's hit 53 out of 101, 778 yards, averaging a little over 14 points per yard, or 14 yards per play in tonight. Havinas also has a couple of carries, but Mapungi is the guy, 671 yards so far this season. On the other side, you've got Nyberg with 200 yards running. He also does the job on catching. There he has 678 yards. Kick is away, but it is deep into the end zone. And so they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line, and that's where it is going to start. Again, we appreciate our sponsors, which include Riverside Business Insurance, our new clock and time sponsor. Just underway. In fact, no time off the clock because the ball was never in play. It will be Pineview on defense and the Dixie Flyers on offense to start it off from the Pineview 20-yard line. Havinas bringing him up out of the gun. Wide receiver either side. Havinas back, hands it off. They want to go up the middle about 4 yards, just straight ahead by Mapungi. So Mapungi gets a couple of yards. And second down, 6 yards to go. And right up the middle, that wasn't Mapungi, excuse me, on the carry there. So 2nd and 6 yards to go. Once again, out of the gun. Back, in trouble, gets away, works to the left side, wants to pass, and now he realizes there's really nowhere to go. So Havinas dumps it into the ground. That'll set up 3rd down now and about 6 yards to go. Good job of avoiding the tackle right there in the first instant as we watch the replay now. Got one guy right in on him, but he worked left, then he realized nowhere to go with that one. So it's 2nd down, 6 yards to go. The ball is on the 24-yard line as Pineview trying to get on track now. They send trips to the far side. And single wide out to the near side. Back Havinas looks it right over the middle. Pass knocked down. Great defense by the Dixie Flyers. And reaching out with a big paw on that one was Stevenson. The senior linebacker played a good defense, got a hand in, knocked it down. Just a simple little pass right over the middle, about 10-15 yards, looking for Moten. So it'll be a punting situation. The kick is away, hits at about the 45, bounces straight in the air, and Dixie is very happy just to stay away. Ball rolls inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. So the Dixie Flyers stop Pineview on the first offensive series. They now go to offense themselves. Game tonight being brought to you in part by Fabulous Freddy's. Fuel it up, wash it down, save at the 2 Southern Utah Fabulous Freddy's. Check out their car wash club and get unlimited washes at Fabulous Freddy's. All right, 1st and 10. Flyers first offensive play. Now they switch Hobbs to the left wing. Into the slot, empty backfield. Straight back, Barban over the middle. It is incomplete to the 40. For a moment, it looked like Mahi had it, and he kind of did, but he was bobbling it. Then when it was hit, the ball popped loose. So incomplete. They bring it back. As again, we see Good pass, good touch. Right there, really should have been caught, but it was punched away. We're just underway. 10:53 to go on the Riverside Business Insurance clock. No score. We're in the first quarter of this big Region 9 battle tonight from Pineview. Once again, double wide to the right. Instead, the handoff. Nyberg working that side. Ball comes loose, goes to the turf. Pineview thinks they've got it. Let's see if the officials agree. And it may be down. So the ball's going to stay with the Dixie Flyers. It popped loose, but officials right there. Maybe we can see it on the replay. Hobbs is, down right there before the ball pops out. So that'll set up third down and about 6 yards to go. That's exactly what Pineview had on their first, was 3rd and 6. They didn't make it. Let's see what Barbin can do. Barbin again sends Hobbs up into the near side slot. Double wide either side. Hobbs yelling things out. Now we've got a delay of game whistled against Dixie. Too much time taken by the quarterback, Jacob Barbin. He was moving people around, double checking off, so the ball goes back 5. That'll set up third down and 11 yards to go. Peyton Hara comes near side. He's the deep out. Joining him, Hobbs and Nyberg. Double or a single wide out to the right. Actually spread off at single one man in the backfield. Still talking a lot right now is the quarterback, Barbin. Now he takes a snap a little low. He looks downfield and it is complete. Nice job as Hara gets it in. He was on his knees, but he has the catch into Pineview territory at the 48-yard line. So it'll be the first down of the game. That is a fabulous Freddy's first down. Dixie comes right up, no huddle. Switch a couple of players as Travis Muir checks into the game. 1st and 10, Flyers. First time inside of Pineview territory at the 48. Option keeping it is the quarterback. He's in trouble. He may have a yard and a half, and that's it. The flow was to come to the near side as Jacob Barbin having a conversation with some of the guys on this side of the line. There was nothing, and so he pulled it back, tried to reverse his field, but nowhere to go. So it's 2nd and 9. Just a yard or two inside of Pineview territory. 9 minutes to go. Handoff goes to Hobbs Nyberg. Nyberg bouncing around. He crosses the 45 to the 44, but it's still going to be well short of the first down. So it'll be 3rd and 6. Well, that's been a popular number here tonight. Nyberg did a pretty good job. First guy to get to him for Pineview was Katoa. All 5'11", 221 pounds of him. Got a hold. He gained another yard after that, but he definitely slowed him down. So it's 3rd down, 6 yards to go. They switch players once again, go trips to the near side. And once again, this time, though, they called timeout to avoid the delay of game. We'll take the 1 minute break. 8:15 to go, first quarter. No score. Back in a minute.
Welcome to Understood.org, a free online resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Here you'll get personalized recommendations, practical tips, daily access to experts, and more. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org.
There is a place where young and old make connections, where kids feel like grown-ups, and grown-ups feel like kids. There is a place where beauty arises in contrast, where wonder is universal, and laughter second nature. There is a place where friends find a future, families find each other, and feelings find their home. There is a place.
I'm glad to have you back. Pineview High School, big third down and 6. Ball swung out to the near side. Penalty flags go down. The ball was complete to Mahi, but they're going to come back and see. I don't think that's going to stand. Looks like, well, there was flags on both sides of the field. Usually indicates some movement early on in that play as they, the ball got down to the 34-yard line. They're going to come back and show us what the flags are all about, however. And it is an illegal shift against the Dixie Flyers. So take away the first down and tack on a couple of extra yards. Ball comes back inside Dixie Flyer territory. It stays at third, but now it's third down and about 12 yards to go. So the Flyers will have another, well, in a moment, whistles as the official from the far side blew the whistle and come in. And I think they're talking about where to place the football, so they moved it up a little bit. Now, we'll call it 3rd and 11. All right. 8 minutes exactly on the scoreboard clock. Time remaining first quarter. No score in the game here tonight. In motion, Hobbs Nyberg wide to the outside. Dropping back, they want to go Nyberg. They put it up in the air. He's out there, can't quite get to it. Pineview knew it was coming. They had double coverage on the speedy Nyberg, and they had him really pretty well contained, but he's got such great speed. As we watch here in the replay, the ball was lifted up. You know, and Nyberg actually may even had half a step on the 2, but couldn't get to it. So it'll bring up 4th down and 11 yards to go. Dixie will be forced to punt in their first offensive series. 7:41. And here comes the kick, kind of a pooch kick, low line drive, hits it around the 20. Picked up and taking off was was Michael Moulton. He was back to like, I'm not going to. And then he grabbed it, took off, may have got 5-6 yards. He does get it out to around the 20-yard line. So that is where the Pineview Panthers, this is good to watch on the replay. They were just letting it go. It took a bounce of about 5 yards, and Moulton says thanks. He picked it up at 15, got 6 yards out across the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 21. For the Pineview Panthers. Havinas hand it off. They go with a crossing pattern in the backfield. Still on his feet, bouncing around. And Mapungi picks up 4 yards to the 25. They faked it to Dallin Brown, and that is number 2. I found that out. Sorry, I was not sure in that first series, but Brown is the young running back, and they faked to him, and now we watch on the replay. Look at Mapungi, just keeps those legs churning. So he picks up, we'll call it a short 5. So it's 2nd down and a long 5 to go. Here come the Pineview Panthers. No score, 6:45 time remaining here in the first quarter of action. Again, the handoff this time goes to Brown on the inside, and he is smothered. Just gets pushed backwards, nothing there. And in fact, getting up pretty slowly. That was Mapungi, and he just got slammed backwards. So no gain. They'll give him the line of scrimmage. Sets up 3rd down and 5 yards to go. You think I could pick up the numbers. They do. I like the unis. Black for Pineview with white numbers. White with dark blue for Dixie Flyers. And I misspoke on that last one again. That was Mapungi on the carry. 3rd and about 5. Forced out of the pocket. Havinas looking. Wants to go. Can't do it. Can't find anybody downfield. And finally, he is wrapped up. Big number 90, Connor Walden, the junior defensive lineman, caught up to him. He chased him quite a while. Got him just right around the toes. Brought him down. So it'll be a punting situation for the Dixie Flyers. Pineview Gets the ball away, left-footed kick. It goes a lot higher than it goes longer and just kind of sits there. Now very happy to let it go are the Dixie Flyers. It ends up at the Flyer 46-yard line. So the Flyers will start this offensive series about 2 yards from where they started their first offensive series. However, we have no score in the game right now. But we got a good one going on. Dixie Pineview. And with 5:10 to go here in the first quarter of action. This is the second offensive series for Barban and company. Barban has trips to the near side. He rolls that way, now turns it upfield. Barban carries, gets 2 yards. That's it to midfield, and that's where they'll place it. The 3 out. He starts wide, you see in the replay here. And I don't know, I thought maybe had he stayed wide, he might have gathered a little bit more, but he cut it in, wasn't much there. So Pineview defense pretty stiff on the near side. Barban looks over, gets the call, now shifts his players around. Boy, he shifted 3 players as he ends up with double wide plus a slot player. That's Barban on the right side. And then he takes it himself and he goes nowhere. And big number 55 for the Pineview Panthers got there in a hurry. Katoa, 285 pounds of him got in there. And he makes a better wall than he does a window. There was just nowhere to go to get around him. They're going to give him the line of scrimmage. That sets up 3rd down. 8 yards to go. Just a couple of ticks under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter of action. Still no score. Flyers trying to get on track. Defensively, we got a good one. Not much offensively yet. You think it's going to happen. Barban gets it, rolls right, in trouble, and down he goes. Oh, the Pineview defense is rolling now. That is Koa Katoa. The junior middle linebacker just bust through on that far side and basically came in nearly untouched, grabbed a hold of Barban, flipped him down, the ball losing 9 back to the 41-yard line. And so the Flyers will have to punt the ball away. This will be their second punt of the game, right on cue. Gets it. This one's a beautiful punt, but it's taken kind of a line drive at the 22-yard line, circling, trying to get a block. Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3 blocks. Beautiful blocks, which allows Michael Moten to get out to the 40. There is a flag, however, thrown. It is clear across the field. We have a face mask call coming up. I'm not even sure which way it's going to go. And Dixie looks like it's going to go against Pineview. They're already marching down. I'll wait for the display by the official. Well, I tell you, Moten turned that corner and he saw a couple of guys out in front of him. He circled a little extra wide, picked up just a huge, big hit. Gallion, Welker, and Beckstrom hit. There's the personal foul. So it's a personal foul. There's 2 of them. 2 personal fouls against Pineview. One was declined. The second one was taken. I'm not sure what the personal fouls were, but they said there was 2 of them. Here we can watch the replay for those watching on television. Might have been somebody got hit in the back. That could have been it. I'm just not sure. The ball actually gets pushed all the way back inside the 15 to between the 13 and 14-yard line. And that is where the Pineview Panthers are going to be forced to start this drive. 2:49, time to go, quarter 1, no score here tonight in this one. Good-sized crowd here tonight at Panther Stadium. As again, Javinas hands it off, straight up the middle, nothing. Again, defensively, both of these teams doing a great job. I believe that might have been Tyson Fisher, first man to get to him. Let's see if we can see it on the replay. It was. Fisher got a hole low and actually hung on and got some help from his friends, as they say, and stopped the run. So actually a loss of about a half a yard. We'll still call it second down now and 10 yards to go. Both teams not in a hurry. They're spending a lot of time in the huddles, making sure, I guess. Now, Javinas goes back. This time gets good protection. Incomplete. It's actually intercepted at the 22-yard line, to the 10, to the 5, diving, and they say stepped out of bounds just short. Oh, wanting that one was Wilgar, Peyton Wilgar, I think, on the interception, number 8. So they intercept it and run it all the way down to the 3-yard. And all they're going to say, well, I'm not even sure they're going to put it down here. They're switching football. So it is at the 3-yard line. Beautiful run. Yep, they say stepped out he did dive into the end zone, but now Dixie gets the first turnover, their favor, and let's see what they can do with it. Handoff, nothing up the middle, wow. And again, first hit down in the trenches was by Katoa. Koa Katoa, number 40. He has been huge for the Panthers. That's number 90, excuse me. That's who that was, not 40. So I go to Brooks there with that one. And it's second down and goal from the 3-yard line as the Flyers spread it out now. And a quarterback keeper sweeps wide, cannot turn the corner. The Pineview defense is rising to the occasion. That time, Christian Reese, the senior middle linebacker, came up the middle and got him before he could turn that corner. That sets up a third down and goal now from about the 4-yard line. So actually lost about a half a yard. 42 seconds to go, quarter one. Dixie had a first and goal at the 3. Now they have a third and goal at the 4. They've gone backwards. Barman rolls, pitch it back. Nyberg looking to get outside, nothing doing. Nyberg is driven out of bounds. The defense strung it out and did not allow him to turn the corner. They're still running the clock. So they ruled he didn't get knocked out of play, I guess. And they're going to let that one go, really. And we're going to kick field goal at the other end. So that's it. One quarter is in the book, and we have seen a defensive stand. On the one-loss scoreboard, 0-0, end of one. We're back in a minute. What an exciting first quarter of action. 12 minutes up on the clock, and the Flyers will try to get it via the field goal. Keenan is out there. And the kick is up and looks good. It is. We're going to keep it here as we just come back off of a timeout. We certainly appreciate, again, our sponsors. And our timeout's brought to you by Hank's Riverwalk Grill, located at Sun River. Don't forget to ask for the timeout special. Well, again, you probably heard the comment. That was almost a victory for Pineview. Even though they now trail 3-0, it was first and goal at the 3-yard line. 3 great defensive plays by Pineview as they kept Dixie at high-powered offense from scoring and settled for a field goal, which was, let's see, about 20 yards. So it is 3-0 now for the Dixie Flyers. They will kick off to the Pineview Panthers. We are just underway here in the second quarter. And that one's going to go in and out of the end zone. Pineview lets it go. And the Panthers will bring it out and out of the 20-yard line. Hey, if your team tonight scores 25 points or more, that's good for everybody because we all get to go down and enjoy the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert. 25 points or more, and it's Yogurtland. 5-ounce yogurt dessert, absolutely free for 25 points. Make sure if you get those points, you get down at Yogurtland and ask for your free Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert. All right, so Pineview, let's see if they can do a little more offensively as they trail now 3-0. And the handoff, Mapungi tried to go wide, and he's actually going to lose yards. 20 back to the back to the 17, so a loss of 3. As soon as he got it, there was absolutely nowhere to go. Peyton Wilgar was right there to make sure he went nowhere. So it's second down, 13 yards to go for the Pineview Panthers. And once again, both teams very deliberate in their play calling here tonight. We're into the second quarter. Sky's absolutely clear, a little chilly. Great football weather. Back. Javinas comes to the near side, gets out of bounds. He'll pick up the yardage loss and a couple of more as he gets it up to the 23-yard line. That'll set up about a 3rd and 7. And they're going to give him near almost the 24, so we'll still call it 3rd and about 6 yards to go for the Pineview Panthers. Pineview really hasn't got much going yet offensively, but boy, the defense is rocking. And what a goal line stand there at the end of the first quarter to only end up giving up a field goal. 3-0, that's our score right now. Flyers with the lead. Javinas back. Has time. Now he's in trouble, looking for somewhere to go, and he finds nowhere to go. The Dixie defense comes through. Again, Walden, big Connor Walden, defensively got through. Javinas dancing around, starts right, starts left, doesn't know where to go, runs into his own player, and that allows Walden to get him. So it's now 4th and 10. And a punting situation for the Panthers. 10:30 to go, first quarter. Here comes pressure, but he gets it away and kicks it away from a return. Hits at the 50 and then goes another 11, 12 yards. Inside the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39-yard line. You know, the Flyers have had really pretty good field position, but other than that, taking an intercepted pass down to the 3, they really haven't taken advantage of that field position. Thanks for joining us tonight. Our game tonight being brought to you in part by Intermountain Sports Medicine. Appreciate their support of Region 9 athletes. Out of the gun. Fake, looking for somewhere to go. Finds some room on the near side as Jacob Barbin. Looks like the play was designed to go left. Pretty good move that time by Barbin as he picks up 7 yards. That'll bring second down and 3 yards to go. Again, the attempted handoff Hobbs goes down, and so Barban just pulls the ball back and picks up 7. 2nd and 3 at the 46-yard line. It's time to go the same play. They do hand it off. Nyberg right at the middle, takes off, and he's gone. It's a touchdown, Dixie. 54-yard touchdown. That was not fancy. It was just good. Wow. 54-yard, just a run right up the middle. They ran that exact play a moment ago. Barban kind of tripped. Excuse me, not Barban, but it was Nyberg tripped and went down. That time he didn't. He just took it and took off. He's got such great speed. 9-0 on the board. Dixie trying to make it 10 with this this point after. That was kind of an ugly kick, but it did get through. Doesn't matter how purty it is. If it goes through, it counts. Wow, here we watch the replay on that. That was a huge hole, and once Nyberg got through that first line, no, you're not going to catch him. So it goes from really a hard-fought, no score in the first quarter to 10 quick points for the Dixie Flyers here in quarter number 2, and they now own the lead at 10-0. So the Pineview Panthers have definitely got to get something going offensively. They have done a yeoman's job on the defense side. Good view on TV. I'm looking out across the valley. This is a great place to enjoy football, got to tell you. Especially this time of year when it cools off just a little bit. All right, so the Flyers, after scoring 10 quick points, have the lead with 9.5 minutes to go. And here comes the kick. End over end, and it may go out. I think it goes out of bounds. There's the flag, so they'll probably bring it out to the 35-yard line. That one was wobbly. Now you see the call against the Flyers. So Pineview will be getting one of their better field positions out of this penalty. They'll have it at their own 35-yard line. So again, defensively, two teams going head-to-head. Offensively, well, we just saw the one big offensive play. And that was Hobbs Nyberg with a streak right up the middle. He puts it into a 10-0 lead. Here comes Javinas and company back. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, turns to the left side, gets it across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Good pickup of about 7 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and 3 yards to go. Finally knocked down there. Defense that time. I don't see who that was by. Sorry, tried to pick up the number for the Dixie Flyers. I think that was Segmiller, as a matter of fact. Stuart Segmiller on the defense. So 2nd down, short yardage. And a little bit of a mix-up in the backfield, and Dixie Flyers took advantage of that. They ended up handing the ball off, but it was a loss of yardage. And on the replay, you'll see it, 3 players crossing, and they kind of run into each other. Got nothing. Actually a loss. 3rd down and 5 yards to go for Pineview. 8.5 minutes to go first half. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Great night for football. Good crowd. Crosstown rivals. Gotta love it. Friday Night Lights back. Javinas over the middle. Fires it incomplete. Looking right down the middle. Well, actually not quite right down the middle. That's Bateman on the end of that one. Couldn't quite haul it in. He was up around the 40 or the 50-yard line. And would have had more than enough for the first down, but coulda, woulda, didn't happen. And so once again, Pineview is forced to punt it away. They'll be giving it up with 8:14 to go here in the first half. And they put some pressure on. The ball is up. It'll hit and then get a Dixie bounce as it actually comes back toward the punting team. and it'll be placed at the 38-yard line. So, again, the Dixie Flyers getting good field position. They've had it basically all night. That might be a big part. That could be really a key here in this one, as the Flyers had great field position, and finally they started to take advantage of that. Couldn't do it in the first quarter. They've done it here in the second quarter. Barban fakes the handoff, looks to pass, complete to the far side. Nyberg bouncing around. He'll get a couple of yards, and now a flag goes down. And I'm not sure what that last call was. We'll wait and see. Now I'm even second guessing myself as to who caught that pass. Here comes the call by the officials. It's going to be a personal foul. Hit to the head against the Pineview Panthers. Wow. That really hurts because that's a major call, 15-yarder. So the pass was complete. Here we see on the replay. And the completion was to Mahi. Mahi was stopped, and then there it comes. The second or third player to get there, they say, got hit in the helmet. That's almost an automatic. So it's all the way down to the 40-yard line where the Flyers have it. First down and 10 yards to go. Empty backfield, spread offense, 5 wideouts. Barban's back there alone. He goes up in the air over the middle. Wanted to get it to Barban. Barban kind of stumbled, couldn't get to the ball, and can't catch up. So they'll bring it back. Pretty good pass once again. And Barban got open, couldn't quite get there. So it's second down and 10 yards to go. 7:22 to go, first quarter. This time he get it to the outside, still on his feet for a first down. The play looked to go inside. That's where everybody went. Then they get it to the outside. Watch it on the replay. Little flip pass out there. And now we have a timeout. And who calls it? Pineview. They want to talk things over. Good pass out there on that far side. Ball goes to the 27-yard line. Let's take a quick 30-second break. We'll be back. 10-0 Flyers back in 30.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
Hey, welcome back. Glad to have you with us here tonight. And we got a good one. 10-0 Flyers leading it with 7:09 to go here in the first half. All the scoring coming in the second quarter, and Flyers now on the move again. They have it at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. Barban back, swings a pass, incomplete. Looking downfield, I think he was trying to hit Harrell with that pass. Peyton Harrah didn't get it to him, so that stops the clock with a little over 7 minutes to go. That pass was underthrown by about 2-3 yards. So again, it was a field goal and then a 54-yard run by Nyberg right up the middle of the field. That's the scoring so far, and great defense outside of that one play, really, on both sides of the ball. Let's see, they give the handoff to Nyberg. He goes outside, cuts inside. He won't get the first. He'll get it down to near the 20-yard line. So he picks up about 7 yards on the carry. Well, maybe 6 yards on the carry. Starts wide and then dives down to the 21-yard line. That'll set a 3rd and 4. Clock running. 6.5 to go. Again on the Riverside Business Insurance clock here tonight. Trips to the near side for Barban. Double wide to the left. Everybody out in pass. Ball over the middle. It is caught down to the 12-yard line. First down again, and there is Barban. Boy, they do such a great job of clearing, and then Barban with that speed has a way of getting loose in the middle. He hauls it in, but he's also got a guy that's looking for him. There's the quick pass down, hauls it in, falls forward for a couple more, and it is 1st and 10 at around the 12-yard line for the Dixie Flyers. Again, they are on the move. Barban starts right, pitches it back. Hobbs Nyberg trying to go wide, turns the corner, dives for the end zone. Did he get there? No, said the official. Stepped out of bounds, couple of yards shy of the goal line. And actually, it might even be short of the first down. Here's on the replay. We see Nyberg. He dives in. Then he just turns on the burners, gets to the outside. And the official said he stepped out of bounds, actually, just short of the first down marker. So it's 2nd and 1 at about the 3-yard line. And so it'll be Barban and company going to work. Whoa, that'll cost them 5, I'm afraid. Barban, everybody jumped. He might have done a hard count, but he also fooled his own team. And I think that's going to back the Flyers up. Yep, procedure call against the Dixie Flyers. Appreciate our great sponsors, including One Law. They are our scoreboard sponsor. They're also your dedicated personal injury attorney. If you're in an accident, for all your legal needs, they're the folks to get a hold of. 6341 Law. Well, it's now 2nd and 6 after the penalty. And a swing pass out wide, incomplete. Fake to the inside. Little play action. Tried to dump it wide to Mahi, but it was short. Mahi tried to reach down and scoop it up off the turf. Couldn't do it. So what looked to be a almost sure thing of getting at least a first down. Now, I don't know. We'll see. It's 3rd and 6 from there. It's still in the red zone where they have been most of this last several minutes. Red Rock Real Estate red zone. They'll take care of you. Now we have another timeout. Looks like the Dixie Flyers called this one, and they'll talk it over. 5:43 to go, a 30-second break once again. We'll be right back. 10-0 Dixie, back in 30.
There is a place where young and old make connections, where kids feel like grown-ups, and grown-ups feel like kids. There is a place where beauty arises in contrast, where wonder is universal, and laughter second nature. There is a place where friends find a future, families find each other, and feelings find their home. There is a place.
Welcome back. Beautiful night for football. We got a good one going on, 10-0. Of course, I know Flyer fans a little more happy about things than are the Panther fans. This is a big third down right now for this Panther defense. They have risen to the occasion a couple of times. Can they do it again? As Nyberg comes out of the back, jumps into the slot to the left. They look for him over the middle. It is complete in the end zone. Touchdown. I believe that was Hera, however, as Nyberg cleared out. Is that right? Yeah, and then Hera followed through with the touchdown. So it's about an 8-yard pass for the TD. As getting my scoring sheet put back together again. Making myself some notes. Here we go with the point after coming up. Kick is on the way. It's up and through, and it is good. So the Flyers now build an even bigger lead. Boy, that was just a nice slant pattern. Harris started wide. They took Nyberg, slid him up into that slot. He kind of went outside, and that drew the defense with, and that allowed Harris to come back underneath, and he basically was wide open to haul that one in, and the pass again by Barman, right on cue with that one. So again, the Dixie Flyers build the lead with 5:39 to go here in the first half of action, as it started out first quarter, no score, defensive back and forth, great defensive plays. I thought the way that looked, we may end up with 10-7 ball game. And not quite right now, as the Flyers putting the screws to it here. This kick is going to be short of the end zone, so it'll be taken at the 5, to the 10, to the 15. Straight up the middle, little room up across 25, out near the 30-yard line. Good job on the return, as again Dallin Brown with the return. He's got a pretty well-wrapped leg there, but he has some pretty good speed as he hauled that one in and brought it out to the 30. Right on the 30-yard line. Well, there's still plenty of time, 5.5, but it would be nice for the Pineview Panthers if they could right now get their offense a little bit untracked. Let's see what happens. 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. Double wide to the right side for Ryan Havinas. Havinas hands it off, or takes it himself, bounces, and then gets to the outside. Got a couple of yards, wasn't a lot there. Jumped inside, then he saw nothing there, so we see, especially here in the replay, he just bounces outside and then, whoa, upended. But he did pick up about, we'll give him 3 yards. 2nd down, 7 yards to go, with now exactly 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Havinas has double wide to the near side, and they go with the handoff. Mapungi with the carry, picks up 3. He gets it out to the 35-yard line. That'll set up 3rd down and 5 yards to go. Just a simple dive play following one of his linemen up there. Got a couple up to the 35. So that'll bring up 3rd down, but 5 yards to go. Pineview, they need a couple of Fabulous Freddy first downs right now to get something going offensively. They've got the firepower. Let's see if they can do it. They give it to Mapungi, and the Flyers were ready. Nowhere to go. They're going to say line of scrimmage. That is it. Wow. Again, the Dixie defense stiffening up here, and even Mapungi comes out of there. He may have twisted the leg just a little bit. He comes to the near sideline with a noticeable limp. Hopefully he's all right. So it's 4th and 5, and Pineview will be forced to give up the football. High snap, he gets it down, gets it away, and Dixie says get away from it. It's going to bounce and go out of bounds, and Dixie again is going to get great field position. They mark the ball out of bounds on the 44-yard line. So the Flyers once again with great field position tonight. And they've got it again, 3.5 minutes, and with their firepower, they could get something going. Let's see, defense. What can the Panthers do? They've had a couple of great stands, and they've kind of been beaten up a couple of times as well. With the handoff, Nyberg looking to the left side, got a couple of yards. He goes from the 39 to about the 41, maybe 42. 3-yard gain on the carry. That will be 2nd and 7 yards to go. Now Dixie very happy to take some time. 3:05 remaining on the Riverside Business Insurance clock. We're in the first half. 17-0. Flyers with the lead. Flyers to the air, reaching back, unable to haul it in, and that time, that may have been one of the few times tonight Jacob Barbin just missed his target. He had Wyatt Forbes, the big wideout, tight end out there, and he was reaching back, couldn't quite come up with it. So now 3rd down and 7 yards to go for the Flyers. The ball is at the 47-yard line. Time, swing a pass to the far side, and not much there. In fact, may have been a loss of a yard or so. I think I told you this drive started on the 39. Nope, that was the 44. So it is 4th and long for the Dixie Flyers. Got it out to Hobbs, but again, good defense out there. And this time the Pineview defense did rise to the occasion. Pushed Hobbs out of bounds. 4th and long, and Pineview should get another opportunity here in this quarter. Low driving kick, picked at the 22, 25 to the 30 and knocked out of bounds. May give him the 32-yard line. Not a bad job there by Brown. He gets knocked out of bounds, stops the clock, preserves that. 2:09 to go now here in the first half of action. So Pineview ready to go. Dixie, they're taking their time. They're in no hurry. Now we're ready to go. Long pass to the far side. Great catch by Moten. Oh, he went up with one hand, and he's going to get a pretty good gain, about 9 yards. Michael Moten. He went up with one paw and hauled that in. Got 9 to the 40-yard line. On replay, we'll see it again. Holy smokes. Didn't quite get the first down, but just what a great catch. Pineview looking for another fabulous Freddy's first down here. 17-0, Flyers with the lead. Pressure, the quarterback, Javinas, running for his life. He gets caught and will not get the first down. They had 2nd and 1. Now they're going to have 3rd and 1 as he was held right at the line of scrimmage. Hey, once again, just a reminder, and Dixie's getting up there, 17 points. If your favorite team scores 25 or more, it's free yogurt. The Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert at Yogurtland. Thanks again to Holbrook Asphalt. All right, 3rd and short. First down for the Pineview Panthers. As they do get it across the 40 up to the 45-yard line. I believe that was Moten on the carry, I think. He gets the first down, but the clock is running. No, that was Mapungi on the carry. But we're at 1 minute remaining, and there's 55 yards away from a score. So Dixie will give him short ones. Javinas in trouble, gets away, flings it out there, and it's complete. Dixie's yelling incomplete down there, and it's right, it is incomplete. Looked like it was complete from here, but apparently skipped off the turf. Let's see if we can see it in the replay. Javinas, boy, he avoided the pressure. Come up throwing, whips it down there. Yeah, the ball bounced out of his hands, couldn't hang on. So it'll be 2nd and 10 with only 42 seconds to go here in the first half. Mapungi up the middle. First down, still going. He's down to the 35, inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. That is the biggest offensive play of the Panthers tonight. And they'll set it, though, and restart the clock. Only 30 seconds to go here in the first half of action. Big run by Mapungi. Back, Javinas. Look, he has plenty of time, no pressure. Now we have a holding call, and the ball is flipped out, but I think we're going to have a hold with 15 seconds to go. The flag was thrown right at the group right in front of the quarterback, and that's almost dead certain to be a hold against the Pineview Panthers. That's tough. Pineview appeared to maybe have something going on here late in the first half. The ball is at the 31-yard line, but I don't believe it's going to stay there. Head official comes back, and he points toward the Panthers, and that's what's going to come up right now. So there it is, holding against the Panthers. And hold on, there is a hit to the head by the Flyers. So they offset, and the ball is at the 34, and it's now 1st and 10. I don't know where the hit to the head came from. Did not see it on the replay. It wasn't on the guy running with the ball, that was for sure, but it was somewhere else. So let's set it up. 15 seconds to go. Pineview desperately trying to get something going late in this quarter, and they call a timeout. We're going to keep it here as we are right toward the end of the first half of action. I just want to again thank the great guys down in the truck and all involved with CEC TV, TDS Channel 22. They do a great job at the half here. For those watching on TDS Channel 22, we'll have a look at some of the highlights of the first half. And for radio, listen along. You can at least listen to my description of the highlights here in the first half. This is a Hanks Riverwalk Grill timeout. And be sure when you go out there, ask for the... Oh, excuse me, had a sneezing attack there. I was trying to stop things. In any event, to ask for that Hanks Riverwalk Grill timeout. And you get the 2-for-1 price. It's a great deal. Got you covered. All right, we bring it back to live action here. With 15 ticks left in the first half. Pineview trying to get something on the board here. They're shut out so far, trading at 17-0. Javinas back, steps forward. He's got a lot of room to run, and now he fires it to the near side. That was very close to being past the line of scrimmage, but I don't see any yeah, and they just noticed that too, I think. That's going to hurt him. 3.5 seconds to go. I think that was a good yard or more past the line of scrimmage, but I'll let them make the call. That was what it definitely looked like to me. And the call's going to go against Pineview. Yeah, it is, and a loss of down. So they'll bring it back. The ball was complete to the near side. It will not count. There you see Javina steps up, and he throws the pass from about the 27-yard line or so. Or excuse me, the 32, and the line of scrimmage was the 33 or 34. So there you have it. Unfortunately for the Panthers, it's been that kind of night for them. Once again, hey, Coach Rick Barry will join me at the half, and we invite you to stay tuned for that. We'll get his thoughts here on the first half of action. Dixie, after really just kind of a heavyweight punching fight in the first quarter, nobody could get anything going. Then the Flyers finally got something in the end zone, and they've added to it since then. Javinas will put it up deep over the middle, and the ball is caught. Oh, it looked like they went for the tip, and missing it was the Dixie Flyers. Mapungi comes up with the catch. Oh, that is huge for the Pineview Panthers. We'll watch it again, and that was just the old Hail Mary, let it ride. From the 45, it went up, and it looked like it was going to be tipped. It might even have been just touched, but into the arms of Mapungi. So Pineview gets on the clock with no timeout. Here comes the point after. It is up and right through the middle. That may be just what the Pineview Panthers needed. Finally, something happened good offensively. And with that, we'll go to the locker room. We'll take let's take a 1 minute break here. Coming up, we'll be back. And then I'll bring in Rick Berry. We'll talk about the first half. We'll also, a little later on, be taking a look at some of the highlights in the first half of action. And I don't know if we have any other scores from the other games or not. We'll try and bring you up to date. All that we have, we'll pass along. So, as it looks right now, end of the half, it is the Flyers on the one-loss scoreboard, 17, Pineview 7. Back in a minute.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Information on hot water heating.
No. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out the words.
World music, playing track now.
No.
Let me try. Our daughter gets confused about which details in a story are important.
Which paper towels are most absorbent?
What?
Here are 5 product reviews.
Why are you not getting me?
See, I told you.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Welcome back. Glad to have you along with us once again here tonight. As at the half, it is 17-7. We got you there. Can you hear all right? That's your mic.
Yeah, I think I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, we've got you. All right. Having to shut down my crowd mic, make sure we don't have that. Coach Rick Berry joining us here at the half. Of course, Coach Berry, a long time been involved. You've been involved in sports all over everywhere, haven't you? Seems that way.
Yeah, I've been a few places.
That's a good thing.
Utah and Idaho, and bounced around a little bit.
That's a good thing, and I have to admit I haven't watched. How was the baseball season? How was that for you?
Baseball was good. It was, it was a really interesting year for us because we actually led the whole league in wins and winning percentage. We had a great year. We developed a lot of kids, moved a lot of kids up. So from that standpoint, it was awesome. Very good year. We had a lot of our manager was a manager of the year in our league. One of our starting pitchers was a pitcher of the year, and unfortunately, he got called up for us. Unfortunately, 2 weeks before playoff starts, we lost probably 14 kids that got called up to the next level. And unfortunately, just before playoffs, we lost our pitching. So playoffs came and we didn't do like we wanted to. I mean, we really expected to go through the playoffs and make a legitimate shot of a repeat. But we came up a little bit short, but overall, great season. You can't win every year and win the whole thing. You'd like to, but it just doesn't work that way.
I was just thinking as he was explaining that, it was kind of the good news and the bad news was the same thing there. You had good news that you had a lot of kids developed and they played real well for you. The bad news is they
take them. Yeah, they do too well. They just go ahead and take them. The Angels have really struggled over the last 4 or 5 years in the minor leagues. They've been very depleted. They gave up a lot of top prospects when they made a couple of trades for Pujols and Hamilton in the day, and we're just now starting to get back and develop some kids, and most of them have been at the lower level. So it's going to take 3 or 4 years. but I think you'll see a lot of the kids that have gone through my team eventually get up into the big leagues, and we've had some really good top prospects. So good things ahead, I think, for the Angels.
All right. Tell you what I want to do first before I get your opinion on everything. We're going to roll some highlights here from the first half, Coach. Let's kind of you and I watch those together. And, of course, our viewers on Channel 22. And we'll take a look at that as we see here early in the game. The Pineview Panthers looking down field there. And this defense was a real key, was it not?
It really was, especially in the first quarter. Neither offense could really establish anything, and I was very surprised with Dixie on their offense in that first quarter when Pineview only had 2 down linemen, why they were going outside the tackles. Finally the one that Hobbs broke, it was a quick trap,
right.
And that's what you have to do when people are going to come out and throw those kind of defenses at you.
Yeah, here's the pick by Dixie that I thought set up what was going to be a sure thing. Now, they ruled that he stepped out of bounds 3 yards short, and they ended up having to here's that run. Here's that inside run you said.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. You can't go outside. You don't want to go outside the tackles where all the guys are and the pursuit is. When they're going to play those kind of schemes at you, man, you want to down block, trap, and pull your guard and get into the hole very, very quickly.
Yeah, and again, what we're seeing again, I think they ruled that Nyberg stepped out of bounds, but he's got such great moves, and of course his speed is unbelievable. Got to the outside. Here, that pass, I like that. Hobbs Nyberg actually cleared the side. Payton kind of came underneath and had the easy catch.
It's actually a legal pick. And that's the difference, is where you have that receiver like Nyberg clears out that, and then you have your other guy come right underneath him, and you're both running routes. It is a legal pick, and that's a great play down on the goal line. Defensively, you cannot give up the middle of that field.
Yeah, here's the run, probably the biggest run by Pineview. Mapungi up the middle. They didn't end up getting the touchdown that time, but it set up the touchdown later. And here it is, the Hail Mary. Just throw it up. See what happens.
Yeah, cardinal sin.
Yeah.
You've got to have 4 guys deep, and what is the rule? Nobody's deeper than you are. And when when you're a defensive back and a thing like that, and you let a receiver get behind you, that can't happen.
Yeah. Well,
but,
or shouldn't.
It shouldn't happen. Exactly. Sometimes tip balls and things like that happen, and things, but you just can't let a guy behind you. The interesting thing, Mike, for me now, does that spark Pineview? Does that give them enough momentum, enough enthusiasm, saying, okay, instead of 17-0, we're on the board. We had a last drive. We found a couple of things, and I think what they've got to look at and say, what got us there? And it was a little bit up, a faster pace, up-tempo offense that we can't let Dixie get, settled in there. And we've got to be a little bit more balanced. They've got to establish a little bit of a run game. Then the other thing I think they have to do is they need to see a little bit of a screen, some bubble screens, some flanker screens, some draws and things to keep defenses honest, because Dixie's put a lot of pressure on them. And from an offensive standpoint, I think Pineview needs to mix that up a little bit more. On the flip side, I think Dixie finally figured out that 2 and 3 man front.
Yeah.
I think Snow Canyon threw it at him, and that confused him a little bit of the film that I saw. And I think now they realize, you know what, if they're going to come up and throw that at us, man, we're going to go between the tackles. It's going to be quick hitters, and we're going to do that. Then it's going to make them honest, where they're going to have to come up and play. Now that opens up the passing game a little bit more.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting this whole second half to see who's going to make that adjustment at the halftime and continue to, build the momentum and see who really can take control of the second half.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting. And I was thinking exactly the same thing on that last play. Is that going to be enough to get the Panthers excited? Well, it didn't hurt them, that's for sure.
No, it didn't. And let's be honest, they were dominated the first half.
They were.
And this is a game of momentum, emotion and momentum. And can that spark them? Now can Ray and his staff go in and say, okay, we've got to make some adjustments on both sides of the ball. It's not just their offensively. Defensively, we've got to figure out, okay, we need to get back. In my opinion, Pineview's got to get back defensively of what they do. They're a 3-4 defense. Get back in your base defense and then throw some wrinkles out at that way. You got to look at Hobbs and say, okay, we know he's the big play guy. So we got to make sure we double him. Whether if he's in the slot, I'm going to have a safety over top. Maybe we, we jam him at the line and we play underneath coverage with somebody over top. But we're going to bracket him and we're going to make him really work for it. We got to get guys at the line of the scrimmage. If they're going to come out and try to establish the run, we've got to make sure we can do that. So it'll be interesting to see the little adjustments that Ray will make defensively, and then Dixie's the same way. Offensively, they look at it and say, okay, we know what they did in the first half. We know they're going to make an adjustment. We got to be ready for that. And if they come out in their base, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, and again, Mapungi's going to be a part of whatever Pineview does. He's got to be, because he really is their go-to guy. And I think late in that quarter, in the first half, we saw he got the good run up the gut, in the middle, kind of opened things up, and then he came up with that. Okay, maybe a mistake by Dixie, but he was the guy at the right spot, got deep, pulled in the catch there at the end. So he's going to be. But outside, I felt like of really those two plays, Dixie did a good job of really containing Mapungi, which is kind of a hard thing to do.
Yeah, they really did. And I think they've had, they've practiced all week. You can tell they've got somebody spying him. Okay, we're going to make sure we contain him. We're going to come out from the outside, but we're going to have somebody in the middle that's going to spy him. Well, now Pineview's got to make that adjustment. How do you adjust it? A little shuffle pass in the middle. He starts to run a little bit. Then he shuffles it off. Now you got to keep the defense honest and do a little bit more of misdirection. Use him as a decoy if they're going to sit back and key on him. So this is the fun part of football. It's a chess match. People who sit back and just think, oh, football is, you just go out there and line up and do. No, they don't know what they're missing, because in today's game, both sides are making adjustments at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Coaches put game plans together, but they also teach their kids, okay, if they come out in this formation, whatever I called, we're getting out of it, and we're going into this because we watched enough film to know that their tendency to do this is going to be here. So let's get out of that and let's get into something else. So these kids have to study. They have to be students of the game, and they have to make – they're coaches.
Yeah.
They're really coaches on the field, and they got to make a lot of adjustments and changes on the fly.
Yeah, I talked with the coach before the ball game, and I didn't really ask him, and I don't like putting something out like, ooh, this is a must-win game here this early. And yet, this is a pretty big game, because both of these teams have seen the bye games. They've already gone through their bye weeks. They come in, Dixie 1-0, Pineview 0-1 in Region 9. They both played the same team. So I think Snow Canyon has made kind of a statement this year that they're a part of that mix. But this is a big one with only, 6 games to play in the season, basically. You're in your second one for these two, third for the others.
Well, we always say Region 9. I mean,
yes.
it is every single week there's somebody waiting for you. And there's no easy team. It doesn't matter who you're playing. I don't care if you're playing Cedar. Playing at Cedar is one of the toughest places to go play.
Amen.
And I'm telling you what, those kids are always kids that are well coached. They battle till the very last second on the clock. Hurricane's always tough. You got Desert Hills waiting over there. I mean, there's not an easy game in this region. And so, and I heard some people ask me over there today of saying, hey, is this must win for Pineview? And I said, no, I don't think it's a must win. Now, obviously, do we want to be seated higher? If you're a Panther or a Flyer or whatever? Yeah, you do, but guess what? This region is so strong. I mean, the last year that I coached here, we were a 3 seed. We played every single game on the road. We won the state championship that year as a 3 seed and going to all the number 1 seeds back when there was 4 different regions.
Right, yeah.
But this region is so strong, you can get away with that. So must win? No. Do they need it for momentum? Yes, absolutely. Because they still have some tough games ahead of them. So Region 9 beats up on each other. That's just the way it is, and it prepares you for the tournament when you get there, and you just hope you're healthy and you start peaking at the right time.
All right. Coach Rick Berry joining us here at the half. We're going to take another break. You hear a lot of noise here, and you say, well, what's going on? It's halftime. Well, it's also homecoming here for the Pineview Panthers. Take a break, 90-second break, and we'll be right back.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden teeth holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
All right, we welcome you back once again, Panthers Stadium here at the half. It's the Dixie Flyers leading over the Pineview Panthers 17-7 here, kind of an extended halftime here because of its homecoming activities, which is a lot of fun for fans, a lot of fun for a lot of people. I can't put the coaches in that lot of fun category. We were just talking about that's tough, isn't it?
I was telling Mike off the air, homecoming week as a coach is horrible because you lose focus of the kids. I mean, we were 16 and 17 one time, just a few years ago.
Yeah, more than a few, but go ahead, that's fine.
But if it's homecoming week, what are you worried about? Who you're taking out to the dance, how you're going to ask them out, powder puff football, you know, all sorts of things of what the date is, where you're going to dinner that night. All those distractions really don't help homecoming week. It is a distraction, and coaches try to do their best to say, okay, we got to stay focused, stay away from all that, but you know what, you can't.
Yeah.
You're 16 and 17 only one time. You know, you want to take advantage of it, and you know, let's face it, that's some of the funnest things of your high school days. So it is a distraction when it comes game time. I think you see that in Pineview a little bit of this first half. Even though they want to beat their rival Dixie and things, they came out, I think, a little distracted and a little bit flat.
Yeah.
And you would say, well, why? How can they be that flat if they're playing a rival game? Well, it's homecoming week, and it's not easy for any team. Pineview, Dixie, Snow Canyon, Desert Hills, Oregon, any of those teams. Pineview's going through what everybody else does. Homecoming week is tough.
It's one of those things you don't want it to be, but it's kind of the facts of life, folks. It does happen. Last week, we were up at Cedar, and Cedar was playing Desert Hills, and I think it's exact. In fact, as we talked to the coach prior to the game, he said, well, almost word for word, what you just went through. Poor Cedar saying, I don't really like this time of the year. It was tough. It really was, and they came out flat, and unfortunately, they ended up losing the game last night. I've been trying to get some scores, so I haven't got any yet. We'll try and get some and pass those along, but there are a couple of other games. Snow Canyon has the night off. They have the region bye, and they're one of the few teams that did not go out and get an additional game. All the others did, but those teams like Dixie, they went clear to Southern California to play a game. And, actually, I guess Hurricane had a California team come up. Desert Hills went to California as well. It's just getting tough to get teams, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's tough outside of region play to get teams. And you know what? I'll tell you this, Mike. Teams do not want to come to Southern Utah. You asked Alta a couple years ago when they came and Dixie put 50 points on them.
Yeah.
You know what their coaches said after the game?
We're not coming back.
We're not coming back here. We don't want to. Ask Lone Peak. Ask teams from up north. Really don't like coming down there. One, it's different from a climate, and two, Region 9 is such a tough region, and people don't understand what great football it is here. And when they come down and they end up going home with the tail between their legs, they don't want to come back down here. So that's hard, and it's a catch-22. Okay, you go out of state. The problem with that is your kids get tired. You're taking them away. And the thing you really worry about is injuries.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
sometimes that bye week can be a great week, especially if you're nicked up a little bit. Other times, if you're playing really well, you don't want to stop playing. You want to just keep on going. But I think the kids sometimes, from a mental and physical aspect, that bye week's pretty beneficial.
All right, Coach Rick Berry joining us here at the half. Double checking that they put a kind of a hold on the clock as well, which they're extending the extended time. How about that, Coach? Do you have any thought? I haven't seen any scores. I wish I did, but the other games, I mentioned the bye week, but the other games, as Hurricane tonight is taking on Canyon View. Now, I know what you said, and I respect everybody that says, but out of Region 9, Canyon View probably is the team that's going to struggle more. One thing is they've been bumped back up with the rest of the region, and they're a 4A team, and they're probably right at the very bottom of that 4A. That does make a difference. I would say they're probably the ones that are going to have a tougher time, and I would go with Hurricane in that win out there.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I think Canyon View over the last 3 years has started to close the gap.
I agree with that,
They've gotten better, and I think the bounce down in region for them was very good for them for a couple years, because one thing it did, it got them used to winning a few games. And let's face it, winning's a habit. It really is.
It is.
If you get used to losing and your kids expect they're going to lose, they are going to lose. But when you go have an attitude with, I don't care what team it is, if you set that tradition of, hey, we expect to win and we're not going to accept anything other than that, the kids believe that. They buy into the program. So I think that's been good for Canyon View to see that success at the lower level. Now let's see when they bring it up. I remember, Mike, when I was coaching at Dixie, there was games that we would go up to Canyon View and I'd look across as they're warming up like they are right now, and I'd look at those kids and I'd say, man, we don't have a kid that looks like that. We don't have a kid that looks like that. They had some size. It's not that they don't have any kids up there. So I think it's more of that tradition of, okay, let's establish a winning program and expect to win, and we'll get there.
Okay, I need to correct myself. Actually, Hurricane's playing Cedar tonight out at Hurricane, but the same thing holds true because Canyon View is over here at Desert Hills tonight. Anyway, wanted to double that one. Coach, I appreciate you coming up here.
I always love coming up and visiting with you.
Good to have you.
It's good to see you. And hopefully now that my season's over, you'll see me a lot more, and I'll be able to come jump in the booth with you and enjoy. This is a lot of fun for me.
All right, very good. We'll take a 1-minute break. We'll be back with the second half, 17-7 Dixie.
Tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
All right, good to have you back and welcome as we get set for the second half of action here. It is 17-7. Pineview will kick off. Dixie will get the ball to start the second half. And Pineview looks as if they're going to onside kick. They're not. And now they will spread out into regular formation. So once again, I appreciate Rick Berry coming by. It was a good first half. 17 points by Dixie. They opened things up early, and then Pineview got that last second touchdown to get some points on the board. The kick goes into and out of the end zone. They'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line, where again the Flyers will start. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Again, the first score, just real quick, came on a field goal. Late in the first quarter, Dixie had it 1st and goal, and looked like they were going to score a touchdown. They were held. They had to end up with a field goal, but then a 54-yard run, Nyberg, and then an 8-yard pass to Hera, and that put some points on the board. Looking inside and getting around the outside, finally getting a little bit of running there for the Dixie Flyers was Hobbs Nyberg. And on the replay, you'll see starts on the inside on the left side. He bounces clear to the outside on the right and gets grabbed by the jersey before he goes out of bounds. Gain of 7. 2nd down, 3 yards to go. We are underway here in the second half of action. On the fly motion, right to left, the handoff straight up the middle, and good for a first down. Nyberg needed 3, got about 5. Across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Again on the fly was Muir, and draws a little attention, clears out things there in the middle. Dixie Flyers lead it by 10, and they have first opportunity here in the second half at their own 34-yard line. Out of the gun, Barbin fakes the handoff, swing a pass to the outside, incomplete. They went with the play action inside and then flipped it outside, looking for Mahi out there. Mahi got his arms on it, but the pass really was not quite on line. He had to definitely reach back for that one. And by the way, the defense was good by number 8, as I didn't have a number on him. He was right in position perfectly for the Pineview Panthers. So that'll be 2nd down now, 10 yards to go for the Flyers. And from the gun, pitch it to back and upending. Great, again, defensive job. Same player, good job. Got good penetration. And they're going to actually lose a couple of yards on that one. The flip was to Hobbs, and Hobbs had his feet taken right out from underneath him. So losing 1. 3rd down now, 11 yards to go for the Flyers. We are just underway. Played a little over a minute here, so in the 3rd quarter of action. Flyers, 1 man back with Barbin. 4 wideouts, 2 either side for Dixie. Barbin stands plenty of time, fires it complete over the middle. They may be just shy, as Hera is going to end up about a half yard to a yard short. So now Dixie with a decision. They've got the ball on the 43-yard line. You willing to take a chance? 4th and 1. And they're staying on the field as if the Flyers are going to go for it. And apparently they are. So a big one here. It is 4th and 1 early in the 3rd quarter. Pineview putting guys in the box. They're expecting a run right up the middle. And that's what they get, and it's a first down. Flyers got what they needed, and really what they got was a great run by Hobbs Nyberg. He found a little bit of a hole, needed a yard, got about 3. As great second effort, actually got it across the 45 to the 47-yard line. So 1st and 10 now for the Dixie Flyers. 9:40 to go, quarter number 3, 17-7 on the 1-loss scoreboard. Still looking for that magic 25 points for the Holbrook big score dessert. Pass is incomplete. And good defense there by Pineview. And that's Bithell. Bithell, kind of know him. He's got that long golden hair, and that's not putting him down. That kid's got great looking hair, and he had a great defense right there as he took down the intended receiver. 2nd and 10 now for the Flyers. Again, the handoff, looking for room, not getting much, is Nyberg. He does reach midfield. In fact, just over the 50-yard line, but it's third down and probably about 7 yards to go. So another decision here coming up for the Dixie Flyers. They've got to get within a yard or so if they want to go for again, if they want on fourth down. And I'm not saying they're even thinking of that. They're thinking, let's get it right here. 8:50 to go on the one-loss scoreboard. Time remaining here. And the pass is incomplete. Trying to get it out there to Peyton Hara. Hara couldn't hold on. And I would assume now we are going to see a punt. Yes, we are. Here comes the punting team. Barban drops back, fires. He really drills it in there. Going down on his knees was Hara, but he couldn't quite haul it in. So the ball right on the 50-yard line. Punting team in for the Dixie Flyers. 17-7 Dixie. We're in the third quarter of action. Good protection. The ball is high, end over end, and it's handled at the 8-yard line, and that's it. Great defense by the Dixie Flyers as getting down there very quickly on the defense is Marshall Smith. Smith, special teams player. You watch it on the replay. Taking it in with Brown, and Brown tried to circle to get a little, and he got nothing. So the ball, and they're actually going to give him a good mark at the 10. So it's 1st and 10 for Pineview. Their first offense coming up here in the second half from their own 10-yard line. Out of the gun, handoff straight ahead. Not much there. And they're going to give him 2 yards to the 12-yard line. So, boy, tough yards right there. The handoff to Mapungi. He was just trying to squeeze his little body in there somewhere. Not much there. Gain of 2.5 yards actually. So second down, we'll call it a short 7 to go. Now there is a flag. And let's see if somebody lined up. As the official started in, then he came back, and he's pointing to someone along the sidelines down there. I don't know what that's about. Now the head official comes over. The official on the far sideline and really hard to see. They are maybe pointing at someone. Hard to see. The police are over, but I don't know if that's even anything to do. They just maybe be watching the game. Anyway, doesn't change anything. Back to live action. Second down, about 7 yards to go. Back over the middle. Can't get it done. Found Michael Moten over the middle, but he couldn't hang on. Pretty good pressure once again on the QB Javinas. On the replay, you'll see it. He lets it go, and the pass maybe a little bit underthrown, but he got both hands on it. Probably should have caught it. Would have been a short gain. Now third down, and still about 7 yards to go. I haven't moved the marker. It says second, but it is third down. So Pineview trying to get out of the shadow of their own goalpost here. Javinas back. He finds some room, has lots of it to the 15, 20, 25 up the near sideline. And now we're going to get a late hit against the Flyers. He was definitely out of bounds, I think. That's going to be huge because Javinas got a great run, and then they're going to tack on 15 yards on a personal foul. That's one of those, close. Let's watch the replay here now. He comes out, he cuts to the outside, got a great block, and he's headed up and right. I don't know. That might have been pretty close, but they don't ask me. So nonetheless, 15 yards. Ball up to the 45-yard line. And Dixie defense must have made them mad. They wrapped up Mapungi immediately for a loss of a yard. So the ball back to the 44, now 2nd and 11, but another flag goes down. This one looks like it's going to be against the Panthers as Dixie turns to the bench and said, do we take the yards or the down? My guess is a 5-yarder here, but that's a hole. So it's going to be a 10-yarder. Well, I would take that as well. So the ball goes back now to the 33-yard line, 10 yards from the point of infraction. We are in quarter number 3 with 7:45 to go in this quarter. And again, it's 17-7. All the scoring by Dixie in the first half, well, by everybody. Pineview got their score on the last play of the first half on that Hail Mary pass. Handoff up the middle, good for a couple of yards. And now there's a flag going down. And the official's talking to a Dixie Flyer player. The ball is clear back at the 33-yard line. Waiting for the call. Now the call is out on this side. All the play was to the middle of the field, so anything it looks like it might have been an illegal hit, holding. I'm not sure what they're going to call. But the officials are talking it over. And here comes the explanation. It's a personal foul on Dixie. 15-yarder. And an automatic first down. Wow. Right now, the Dixie Flyers are shooting themselves in the foot. I see what the flag was on. There was 2 guys involved in a little pushing match. And then from Dixie, Sam Westphal gave the final shove, and guess what? He got picked on for the foul. So he and Michael Moten out here pushing each other around. Well, now it's not 1st and 10. It is 1st and 3 because they were 18 yards back, the 15-yard penalty. Mapungi up the middle has the first down inside the 45 to around the 43-yard line. So Pineview is using mistakes right now by the Dixie Flyers to mount a pretty good drive. They only trail by 10 in this one. They are definitely not out of it, the Panthers. Here comes the handoff again. Mapungi hits and then drives forward for another couple of yards. Mapungi fakes in, kicks out, flashes through, and he's down inside the 30-yard line. Mapungi is running like I've seen Mapungi run before. He gets up now. It's a hold, however, on Pineview, and they're going to take that one away. Mapungi had another first down all the way down to about the 25. That will not stand. As they say, there was holding on the outside. What they did is they wrapped up one of the defensive ends and wrestled him to the ground. That was the hold. So the ball will come back right to, well, near midfield, back into Pineview territory at the 49-yard line. 6:40 to go, third quarter, 17-7. And we got another good quarter going on. First quarter was a defensive battle. This one's kind of just back and forth. Mapungi looking for something, not going to get much. Finally, they blow the whistle. Mapungi gets 2 yards, crosses over the 50, goes from 149 to the other 49. And that's just about it as they grab him and push him backwards. Once again, we appreciate our great sponsors tonight. Our Extra Point sponsor is Therapia Addiction Healing Center. Get extra help when you need it. 652-4325. 5. We've only seen a couple of extra points. Now there is a movement along that line. Let's see if they all agree. Officials come in and say, yeah, we agree. And it's going to be procedure against Pineview. So just a moment ago, Dixie was making all the mistakes. Right now, Pineview with back-to-back mistakes, and it's 15 yards in the wrong direction. Ball goes back to the 46-yard line. Don't forget, on radio tonight after the game, it's a complete wrap-up on all the games, all the scores. Appreciate the guys back in studio. We'll have it for you. Out of the gun, Javinas back, fires it complete to the 50-yard line over the middle, and ball is caught. And leaning ahead up to the 45 in Dixie territory. Got about 10 yards on the carry. That, I believe, is the first catch by the big tight end out there. He gets number 90. He gets it down to the 45, but it's third and about 12 yards to go. A big third down right now for the Panthers. They send a double wide to the near side. Javinas back. Has good protection. Looks right. Now he's in trouble, but he breaks away. Stops, lets it go, and it's picked off. Taken inside the 30. Brings it back up across the 40, and now a flag goes down at the end of that run. And let's see if we can pick up, I believe, the interception was by Tyson Miller, number 4. He brings it back across the 35 to the 36, and he may get some more at the end of that one. Let's see which way they march it. I thought they were pointing against Pineview. Pineview's walking ahead like they're going to take it, march it the other way. And it's going to be a hold against the Flyers. Yep. So the interception stands, but they're going to mark it back 10 yards. And so Dixie now will start at their 26 instead of the 36. Javinas was in trouble. He breaks away, rolls to the outside, stops, launches it, but the pass is about 5 yards short. It's picked off, and boy, I don't see the hole, but it must have been away from where the end of the play was. Up the middle, handoff, good for about 5-6 yards. Still working his way out there on the carry. Gets it across the 35, all the way up to the 38, almost 39-yard line. So a good gain of a good 7 yards. We'll call it second down and 3. A short 3, long 2 yards for Dixie. Handoff. Going the other way, Nyberg. He'll have the first down and a couple of more. He's forced out at the 39-yard line. Nyberg, that whole time he was running, kept going sideways. You'll see it here, but he was always looking downfield, trying for a little bit more, but he got the first, and that's the important one right now. So first down and 10, Dixie Flyers. They lead it 17-7 with 3:45 to go here in the third quarter. Nyberg looking for room to run, didn't find it. Defense stiffened that time. Nyberg ended up with maybe 2 yards, though. He crosses over the 40 to the 41. He started to rise. He cut back to the left. His feet were taken out from underneath him, but he fell forward for 2 yards. We're in the third quarter. 3:19 to go in this quarter. Marvin out of the gun, double wide out either side. Long count. Hands it again. Nyberg dives forward up to near the 45. They're going to mark it just short of that at the 44-yard line. That'll leave him 5 yards short. That'll bring him third down and 5 yards to go. So again, pretty good defense. Boy, look at those guys down low. They're closing holes. Nyberg busted right up the middle for his one big run. but after that, not a lot. He's gotten the ball a lot. He's getting yards, but not busting off the big yardage. So it's third down, and 5 yards to go. Up come the Flyers. Jacob Barbin. And now we have another delay of game, I believe. Yeah, wow, that's the second delay of game on the Flyers, and I think that's a huge one. You go from 3rd and 5 back to 3rd and 10. And let's see if they flop plays now. Fisher was in the game. Looked like he was going out. Now he turns around and comes back in. So you have double wide to the near side, single wide to the left. Barbin out of the gun with Nyberg back there with him. Nyberg flares out, plenty of time, but nobody to throw to. And Barbin stops, looks downfield, got a man. It is caught at the 20-yard line. Wow, what a catch. Look, I'll hold everything. There's 2 flags, but it might be against the defense. And it looks like it is. That was unbelievable. Barbin, here comes the call, personal foul. Hit to the head against the Pineview Panthers. And I think they're even going to tack that on at the end of the play. So that turns into a monster catch once again by Barbin. Well, Barbin threw it. He gets out. He's in trouble. Then he stops and he looks up and he goes, okay, I recognize a couple of guys down there. Peyton Hara with the catch. The ball ends up inside the 10-yard line, and that pass is tipped, incomplete. Looking to the outside to Hobbs Nyberg. Just a quick little pass out in the left flat. Didn't get very far because it was tipped. And so Dixie now has its 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. Clock running with stopped, on the incomplete pass. 1:37 on the Riverside Business Insurance clock. Now we have a timeout taken by the Flyers. They want to take a talk here. We're going to take a short break. 30-second break coming up. 17-7 Dixie on the one-loss scoreboard. We're back in 1 minute, or in 30 seconds.
There is a place where the sun doesn't hide in the winter, where the greens stay green and the crimson canyons still glow. There is a place where dimples determine destiny, and a tiny wooden tee holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where we drive for show, putt for dough, and settle the score with another round. There is a place.
And we welcome you back once again, Panther Stadium. No scoring yet in this quarter, but right now Flyers are trying to add some late with 1 minute, 37 seconds to go on the Riverside Business Insurance clock. By the way, they offer you great help. Check it out. You need it? Riverside Business Insurance has got you covered. All right, here we go. It is 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. In motion, Hobbs Nyberg to the outside and over the middle and complete. Oh, everybody was looking at Hobbs Nyberg. Now we're going to have a celebration penalty against the Flyers because getting the catch and the touchdown was Tyson Fisher, but guess what? He went back and dunked the football over the goalpost. And that'll cost them. I'm sure they'll do it on the kickoff. Unsportsmanlike is the call. And they say, yeah, the touchdown stands. They'll do it on the kickoff. So, it's exciting. You like it. You finally get a catch. But you kind of have to mute the excitement just a little bit. And with that, they'll try the point after. Once again, our extra points brought to you by Therapia Addiction Healing Center. Get extra help in battling the addictions of life. The kick is away, it's up, and it is good. We're going to hold it here with time just remaining. Now we'll see that nice little pass. Fisher was alone in the end zone, gets it. Immediately says, watch me, guys, and he comes back and dunks it. Well, the guys that we're watching are wearing striped shirts, and so they're going to have to kick off a little deeper than normal, and that may give the Pineview Panthers a little opening. It is 24-7, so right on the verge of that big score dessert now. When the team score 25 or more, that's when the whole brick asphalt big score dessert becomes available. And one more point to go by Dixie, and Yogurtland should be your stop tonight right after the game if they get at least one more point. 24-7, Flyers lead over the Pineview Panthers here with 1:33 to go in the third quarter, and with the 15-yard walk-off, the ball comes all the way back to the 25. That really should give Pineview very good field position in this one. And now Fisher will have to kick it off, gets a foot into it, and it's going to be taken right at the 20, 25, up to the 30, circling back, trying to come across the field, 30 to the 32-yard line on the carry, and that's it. So the Pineview Panthers will start on their own 32-yard line as Dallin Brown gets up a little slow after that return. And we see the return. He had to run a long way, but a lot of that was running across field, and it really drew the attention of the Dixie Flyers. 1:24 to go here in the quarter. Javinas turns, fires it to the right side, incomplete. Had it there, had it set up pretty well, but the pass a little bit out in front of Moten, and he couldn't haul it in, so it goes incomplete. It does stop the clock. You know, I say that, now watching the replay, I think Moten should have had that. He got his hands on it. But it is second down and 10 yards to go. The ball again at the 32-yard line. 1:20 to go. Quarter number 3, Flyers up 24-7. Again, a lot of movement. Flyers pointing a lot of accusatory fingers. Officials say, yeah, okay, you're right. It is illegal movement by the line. That'll cost them 5 more, so that'll be second and 15 as the ball goes back to the 27-yard line. Penalties have been a part of this game. I don't think they've changed what right now looks to be the outcome, but they have caused some problems by both teams. Handoff looking to the right side. Well, they nearly got back the 5 yards. They lost on the penalty. Mapungi on the carry gets 4 of the 5 yards back. Hit the line pretty quick, and then they kind of pushed him sideways. He gets it across the 30 to the 31. That'll be 3rd and 11. Under a minute to go in the quarter. That'll leave 1 to go here. Again at Panther Stadium. Back. Javinas wants to get it up in the air. He has got a man out there, too tall. Got him down around the 35-yard line. Couldn't quite get there. Mapungi may have got a hand on it. But if it comes back, it's going to be 4th and 11. And right at the end of that one, Sam Westfall, a little love push. Those two guys, Mapungi and Westfall, they've been back and forth a little bit in this one. 4th and 11, punting situation. Snap is high, pressure comes, but he gets it away. The ball's going to hit at the 40. Gets a good Panther bounce and rolls inside the 30. Picks up about 12 yards on the bounce. And with 23 seconds to go, Dixie will take over here on offense at their own, will they mark it down now? 29-yard line? 28-yard line for the Dixie Flyers. 24-7. Flyers with the lead and the football. Jacob Barbin out of the gun. Has two wide receivers either side. And he hands it off for a dive right up the middle, breaking across the 35. Again with a nice carry, Hobbs Nyberg. And the clock will keep her running. Nyberg, just a simple dive right up the middle. He did one little sidestep from the left to the right, got 8 yards, and with that, they're going to let the final couple of seconds tick off. We'll take the break. At the end of 3 on the one-loss scoreboard, it's the Flyers 24, Panthers 7, back in 1.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
I love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
After 15 years of smoking, Eva Marie quit. There's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
And we welcome you back once again to the fourth and final quarter of action as Dixie leads it by 3 touchdowns, 24-7. It's not quite 3 touchdowns, is it? Right up the middle, busting his way. Needed a couple of yards, got a lot more than that. Hobbs Nyberg out to the 45-yard line. The lead is 17 points. That's 2.5 touchdowns. And again, 1 point away from that big score dessert. Hey, thanks again to folks like Intermountain Sports Medicine. For Dixie, Mike Tolman takes care of things. And there is a chop block against the Flyers. So that run won't count. They'll take it back on the penalty. And that'll cost 15 yards. That seems, and I'm not making any kind of comment, but it kind of seems to be the call of the year. I've seen that several times where it seems like you go for years, you don't ever see that. This has been the year of that kind of call. Nonetheless, it is now second, about 15 yards to go for the Dixie Flyers. Nyberg gets it, looks for room up the middle. He bounces ahead, he took it at about the 23, got it up to the original line of scrimmage. That'll be second down and 10 yards to go for Hobbs Nyberg. I wish I had stats on him. Nyberg's going to end up with, frankly, a fair amount of yards tonight. He had that one big bust for 54 yards for a touchdown, and just a lot of carries. 5, 10 to 15 yards, and sometimes just a couple. 3rd and 10, Dixie. Back over the middle, fires incomplete. Got it off the outstretched arms of Wyatt Forbes. Big wide out. Couldn't quite haul it in, so the Flyers will be forced to punt the ball away. And Pineview will get it with a lot of time left, 10, just under actually 11 minutes in the ball game. But they trail once again, 24-7. And that 1-7 came on a desperation pass at the end of the first half. The ball is going to hit, and I think they're going to leave it at about the 33-yard line out of bounds. So First and 10 for Pineview, now from their own 33-yard line. Once again, our game tonight brought to you in part by InfoWest. They are the halftime sponsor. I failed to mention that. I got caught up in my interview with Coach Rick Barry, but InfoWest is the internet people. Get high-speed internet, web design, tech support, and much, much more. Check it all out at InfoWest.com. Play-by-play tonight also in part by Southwest Diesel. 40 years of being there when you need a fix. Looking for room. Ball comes loose. It's to the turf. And let's see who ends up with it. Dixie says they do. But we'll wait for the officials to get there and work through the pile. They do. Dixie with the ball. They have it at the 37-yard line. Pongi, he never had it. It went off his hip, then it bounced around at the bottom of the pile. Flyers hang on, and they've got a turnover. That could be a key in this game. Dixie gets the ball back in excellent field position, already up 24-7 in this one. Fourth quarter, 10.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Flyers empty backfield now. As we have a timeout, Dixie says, I don't like what I'm seeing out there. They call a timeout. We'll take the 30-second break on the one-loss scoreboard. 24-7, back in half a minute.
There is a place where looking out means looking in, where an impression lasting only a few seconds will be imprinted on a life forever, where courage is forged and innocence rediscovered, where remembering is rewarding and forgetting unforgettable. There is a place where truth is felt and where seeing is believing. There is a place.
And welcome back. Panther Stadium, side of tonight's Region 9 high school football blast. And we've got a good one going for you here. Right now, the Flyers in control, and they got their hands back on the ball. First and 10 from the Panther 37-yard line. As they pitch that one forward, there's not a lot of room down there, trying to find something. And I think the pitch was to Barban, I believe. Yep, he ends up with about 2 yards to the 45. It's almost like they pitch it a little bit soon here, but he got there. But good job by the defense of plugging up the holes. There just was no room really to find a couple of extra yards there. Clock running with 10 minutes now remaining in the football game. 2nd and 8 Flyers. Barban hands it off, and there is not much there, maybe a yard to the 34-yard line. I'll tell you, Nyberg really has been the workhorse tonight. And again, he's going to end up with a fair amount of yards, but boy, he has worked for every one of them. 3rd and 7 for the Dixie Flyers. They're looking across the way to the coaching staff to get the play. Peyton Harris split wide to the near side with a slot receiver as well. Yeah, Nyberg in the backfield along with Barban. Barban looks that way, now rolls to his left. He'll keep the ball, gets good yardage. Got to be short of the first down. He's going to get up there within a couple of yards. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 2.5 yards. 4th down and a couple of yards. So the Flyers will go for it on this one, no doubt about it. 4th and we'll call it 2. 4th down, 2 yards to go. When you've got the likes of a Hobbs Nyberg in the backfield and a good quarterback in Barban, you go for it. And now that's going to change things. Flag flies. And it's going to be 5-yard walk-off against the Flyers. So procedure call. Let's see if that changes their mind. Now it's going to be 4th and 7 instead of 4th and 2. The entire team standing, hands on hips. They get the call. Well, they're going to go for it. That doesn't surprise me at all. I just wonder if they change things up. Double wide either side for Barban. Barban on the count. Rolls to his right. He has a long time. There is no pressure. Now he runs away, and he could run for the first down, but he's not going to get around. He had one guy to beat, and he could not beat that one guy. Christian Reese with a big defensive play. That time, that may have been one of the big mistakes by Barban. I thought he did have a receiver out there, a short receiver. But he decided to run it himself, and then when he decided to really go for it, it was too late. Reese was out there for the tackle. So the ball turns over, and Flyers could not take advantage of the fumble recovery. But they run a little clock, and now Pineview goes the other way from their own 37-yard line. Up the middle, Mapungi. Or is that Mapungi or Brown? That's Brown. Brown picks up about 6 yards, but there is a flag on the play. Flag's right on the line of scrimmage. For once again, normally that would be an offensive. It is. Procedure against the Panthers. I tell you what, penalties have been a part of this game here tonight. Game tonight brought to you in part by Hearst Ace Hardware and so much more. They are the hardware store you need. Variety of products, prices that please. They're on the corner of the Boulevard and Bluff in St. George, Main Street in Cedar City. Hey, again, we want to invite you to stay tuned after tonight's game. A complete look at all the action. All the games in Region 9. Mapungi has a hole. Still on his feet, crosses the 40 to the 43. He'll be about 4 yards shy of the first down. That'll be third down. Or excuse me, second down, and about 4 yards to go. Needed 15, got 9 of that. Finally pushed backwards, but he got a great penetration, good momentum moving forward. Brown checks back into the ball game for the Panthers. 7:50, under 8 to go in the game. Flyers in control 24-7. Again, Mapungi not gonna get there. And they whistle him down. Mapungi was stopped. The whistle blew, and then he got out of the tackle. He did get 2 of the 4, so 3rd and 2 yards. That keeps the clock running, however. Boy, I'll tell you on the replay, I think that was a pretty quick whistle, but nonetheless. 3rd and 2. Trips to the far side. Brown stays in the backfield with Javinas. And I don't think he quite got there. Actually, the snap was to Brown. Brown took the direct snap, and trying to see where they put the football. Well, where they ended up putting the football, I think he got the first down, but we'll wait and see as they bring the chains out. Where they first marked it with the foot of the official, it looked like he was well short. But now after they put the ball down, they're going to have to bring the chains out from across the way. As soon as they decide where to mark it and bring it out. So a little break for us here to take time and say thanks again to some of our great sponsors. Red Zone, Red Rock Real Estate sponsor. They are the sponsor there. And if you're looking to score a beautiful home here in southern Utah, get a hold of the folks at Red Rock Real Estate. They simply won't fumble that opportunity. Stretch it out, it's a first down by about half the length of the football. Like I said, where the foot went down to begin with, looked short, but when they put the ball on the ground, I thought it was pretty obviously a first down. So they showed the replay. I was watching that. That is a call by the officials. I mean, they're the ones that got to determine exactly where the ball goes, and this time it goes in favor of the Pineview Panthers. But time is running out on the Panthers. Back, looking for help once again, trying to find somewhere to go with it, and that is Brown running things out there right now. Javinas is not in the game at the moment. He's on the sideline, and they're trying to get a little bit more fleet of foot quarterback, and that's Brown. Brown doesn't get a lot on that one. Picks up, though, good 3 yards. Second down, 7 yards to go. 5:50 to go in the game. It is 24-7 Flyers. Ball is on the 49-yard line in Pineview territory. Mapungi takes it. He gets a great hold. He's at the 40, 45, 30. Down the near sideline. And did he get in? If not, he did. There's the speedy Mapungi. You give him that little break to the outside, and that's what he'll do to you. 50-yard run by Mapungi. Down the near sideline. They hit him at about the 2 and tried to force him out. But apparently he stayed in bounds just enough to get it across the goal line. So Pineview's not done. That's huge. They get this when they're back to within 2 scores. And the snap is back. The kick is away. It's up, splits the uprights. And it is up and good. And here for those watching the replay. Boy, Mapungi did nothing more than bounce to the outside. Had a great hole to run through down the near sideline. And he was pushed, but he was pushed forward as much as out. And he is in for the 6 points. 24-14. We'll keep it right here. Now 5.5 minutes to go in the game. And Dixie is going to have to protect that football. Yeah, they still have the lead. Yeah, it's still a double-digit lead. But Pineview has shown that they're not done. So Pineview has done it tonight on big plays. Both of them right around 50 yards. They got that pass at the end of the first half, and then just got that Mapungi run right there. So thanks for joining us tonight. Our game again brought to you in part by Dat's Trucking. We'll be naming the Dat's Trucking player of the game in the post game. We'll be naming the Appliance Wholesalers Plus playmaker of the game. And we'll take a look at the super sub of the game by Jimmy Johns. Thanks to those sponsors, and we invite you to listen for that. Ball is loose. Who comes up with it? Dixie says we got back on it. Well, Pineview doing all they could do and nearly came up with the football there with a little bit of a look down there was Matui. Holding on Flyers with the football here, so they have it, and now with that onside kick, it's a great field position. So can the Flyers run out 5.5 minutes in offense, keep the ball out of the hands of the Pineview offense? Barbett out of the gun, hands it off, looking up the middle, And picking up 3 yards is Hobbs Nyberg. Again, it's about ball control. And when you got a guy like Nyberg, he's going to continue to pound it for 2, 3, 4 yards at a time. If he can get that kind of yardage every time, they're going to maintain possession. Gain of a good 3 yards. 2nd down and 7 now for Dixie. Under 5 minutes remaining in the game. 2 wides either side. Nyberg in the backfield. They hand it off to him, and that time he gets nothing. And Pineview rips the ball out of the hands. Pineview says we got it, but no, they say it was blown dead. And it stays with the Flyers. It now goes 3rd down and 7 yards to go. So the ball's at the 49-yard line. Clock running, 4:15. Flyers really do need to get a 1st down right now, so they may be forced to put it up. 2 wideouts either side. Barvin back, looks, fires it, incomplete for Peyton Hara. Well short of Hara. That'll bring up 4th down, and now Dixie will be forced. That was a great defensive stand by the Pineview Panthers. They knew at least the first couple of times that Dixie was just going to say, Hobbs, here you go. Hobbs might be just a little bit winded in this one. So now, let's see, Fisher trots in. He'll punt the ball with 4:01 remaining in the game. Snap, plenty of time. Fisher gets it away, kicks it to the far side, taken at the 25, and down he goes at the 25. Ran around trying to find some room to get a few more yards. Couldn't do it. And so they bring down Moten. Gets actually to the 30, but he backtracks to the 25, and that's where the ball is going to be. So 75 yards away with 3:49. Have the Panthers got another big play in them? 2 big plays of around 50 yards have accounted for both of their touchdowns. This really has been just about all you would have thought between these 2 teams. Maybe not as many points as some might have thought. So with the ball, Mapungi kicks to the outside, gets the 1st down up to the 39-yard line. Excuse me, that's Brown, not Mapungi. Brown is really making a great run. Again, he's in at quarterback. He just keeps it himself, fakes Mapungi, skips around the near side, and then is tripped up, dives forward. He gets it out to the 39. Clock running, 3.5 minutes to go. Pineview trying to pull this one out at the last minute. Panthers back. Brown forward. He's got room. Pump fake. And he's going to pick up 7 yards to the 45-yard line. And did he get out of bounds? No, it's a holding call. Clear back on the 34. Wow, that's a killer. He gained it, got pretty good gain, but the holding call will take it back, and then they'll tack on some more yards. There was one of the defenders that got through and was grabbed from behind, and that was the call. So we watch that clock down to 3:12. That was a huge call against the Pineview Panthers. 4th quarter, 24-14. Dixie with the lead. They've led all the way in this one. They got up though 17-0 and been outscored 14-7 since that point. And now we have another procedure call. So maybe panic setting in a little bit for the Panthers. Now they're going the wrong way. They need to get it all the way to the 49 just to get a 1st down. And the line of scrimmage now is the 19. So it is 1st and 30 for Pineview. Brown hands it off. Starting wide, but nothing there. And Mapungi gets hauled down for a loss of a couple more. Clock running. They just go to Mapungi, try to kick out. But there with a great defensive grab and stop was Caden Williams, the defensive end on that right side. He got in, got good position, did not allow Mapungi to get to the outside. That's the key, obviously, with Mapungi. 2 minutes to go in this football game. Brown back. That's a quarterback draw. He's got some room on the far side. He runs it out of bounds. Again, he needed 30 yards. He didn't get anywhere near that. And he did, though, stop the clock. But I'm afraid the clock now working very much against the Pineview Panthers. And again, they have gone exclusively now with Dallin Brown at the quarterback slot. He is a very quick, good runner, and they need that at the QB position. Avina's got a good arm, but better runner is Brown. Out of the gun, Brown back. Now he wants to go to the air. He looks at over the middle, got a man down there, and it's incomplete. Mapungi was well covered that time. Tyson Miller on defense. He had good containment, and he's actually the only guy that got his hands on the football. So good job by Miller. And clock stops with 1:46. It is now 4th and 22. What do? Well, you call a timeout and you talk it over. This might be a last gasp opportunity for the Pineview Panthers here tonight. Again, just take a moment and thank some of our great sponsors this evening. We do appreciate Wilkinson, see the experts. Lights, fans, fixtures, and very unique items like games and much, much more. Wilkinson's right across from Fiesta Fun. I got to tell you, I thought we had a sure lock on that Holbrook asphalt big score dessert. Looks like we may not make it, at least here with this one. Dixie, has been on the verge for a long time. They've got 24, one away. 24-14 is the score. Flyers lead it by 10, but that clock now down to 1:46, and the Panthers are 4th and 22. They've got the ball on the 27-yard line. They need to go to the 49 for a first down. You think Mapungi is going to be involved in this somehow? Let's see what happens. Prevent defense as Flyers only rush 3. Everybody else is back. They'll give him something short underneath, but they're saying right now, well, no, we're not going to allow you. And now Dixie calls a timeout. They waited until Pineview came out, got a look at what the offense looked like, and called it. So, again, we'll keep it here. I don't want to miss any of the action late in this one. But we really appreciate Sky Mountain Golf Course. Hit it to the sky at the beautiful Sky Mountain Course in Hurricane. You can schedule your tee time. Call 635-7888. Extra points tonight by Therapia Addiction Healing Center. Our clock and time sponsor, Riverside Business Insurance. First downs by Fabulous Freddy's, and of course our play-by-play in part by Intermountain Sports Center. We'll be naming our honors here in the postgame. Our postgame sponsor, Johnson Pediatrics. So 1:46 to go. Here it is, last gasp for the Pineview Panthers. They need at least 22 yards for a first down, and instead we get a flag, but it's offsides against Dixie. Wow. There was only 3 guys up on the line. Apparently, one of them was offsides. So now instead of 4th and 22, it's 4th and 17. as they move the ball up across the 30 to the 32-yard line. And they'll try that play again. Well, that makes it a little more attainable, doesn't it? 1 minute, 45 seconds to go. Dixie looks down. They say, okay, we're not offsides this time. Roll to the near side. Looking down. It is complete. First down. Moten has it. And he gets out of bounds. Unbelievable throw. Moten knew where he needed to go. He got to the 49 and grabbed a couple of yards just extra. And it's 1st and 10, Pineview at the Dixie 48-yard line. Moten found a soft spot in that zone defense and caught the ball. Wow, what a throw and what a catch from Brown to Michael Moten. Here we go, spread offense, 5 wideouts. Brown back, has a lot of room to run. He takes off, gets outside, and now a flag flies. I think that may be against the Pineview Panthers, but we'll wait and see what the call is as they're talking it over. And it is going to be against Pineview. The flag was thrown at the right around the line of scrimmage. There it is. It's an illegal push in the back. I think what happened is the quarterback was running, trying to get out of bounds. One guy out there, and the only teammate of the QB here will watch the replay as Brown steps up, heads now to the outside. There it is. Right at the last second, it was an obvious call against Pineview. Now it does stop the clock, but there's only 1:32, and now it's 1st and about 18 yards to go. Brown back, has plenty of time, looks downfield. He's in trouble, but he gets away. Now he's got a lot of room. Nobody is out there. He's making people miss. He's running. He tripped up. He's going to be short of the first down at the 40-yard line. Timeout by the Pineview Panthers. Wow. Brown, let's just watch the replay for those watching it. Sorry about the guys on radio. You can't see this. Brown avoids one tackle, avoids another tackle, avoids the third tackle, but he's tripped up, dives forward to the 40-yard line. 1:15 to go. Pineview, never saying quit. Panthers are trying to stay in this one. Now, obviously, they have time. If they could score extremely quickly, get a touchdown and a point after, make it a 3-point ball game, yeah, then you open up the possibility of an onside kick, recover a fumble, anything might give you the ball back. There's still 10 down and time running out, but they've certainly made this game a lot more exciting than it looked like it was going to be about midway through the 4th quarter. So they're going to put some time back on the clock. Right now it shows 1:15. And they put 4 more seconds, so it's 1:19. So it's 2nd down, about 2 yards to go. Brown at the quarterback, and he sends trips to the near side. You think they'll flood and go for the end zone? Well, I think you got Brown, a great runner, is going to get the first down. He rolls, he stops, he looks, he wants to run for the first down. He dives forward, got it. Got the first down on second effort. I'm liking what this Brown is doing. He gets it to the 36-yard line. 1:11 now to go in the game. But Pineview, and they did exactly what I thought they would do. As Brown rolled to the near side, he had 3 wideouts in pattern. He looked, if they were wide open, he'd launch it. If not, his object was to get the first down. They weren't. He got the first down. 1 minute, 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Pineview Panthers down 10. They have the ball 1st and 10 at the Dixie 36-yard line. Brown back. He's in trouble, breaks away, fires it, incomplete at the 10-yard line. Oh, we had Mapungi down there, but under pressure he launched it, and it ended up just short, 105. 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Brown, again, did a good job. He avoids that pressure, steps up in the pocket, kind of a jump pass, but with the jump pass, really couldn't get on it what he needed. So Brown with double wides either side, directing traffic. Drops back, 3-man rush. He's got room, and he's got a wide open receiver on the far sideline, catching 1st down, and down to the 22-yard line go the Pineview Panthers. They are absolutely making the most of this final couple of minutes of the ball game. They are keeping it exciting, and frankly, still, it's a tough one, but they still have an opportunity in this game. But they've got to score here, and now it's under a minute. 59 seconds to go in the game. Join us for a quick post game at the end. Back goes Brown. He stops, starts forward, gets caught from behind. That's a huge defensive play by Fisher. He got the tackle and a loss of yards. I think Pineview may now just throw the ball into the ground and take some time. They don't have any more timeouts, so they've got to stop that clock. Now it'll cost them a down and about 4 yards, but they'll give them some time. Here's that last play as going outside Fisher, and he's a big guy, but he's got some pretty good speed. He catches up to Brown from behind, dropped him for the loss. All right, so back to live action we go. It's 3rd and 14. The ball, the line of scrimmage, now the 27-yard line. Brown, 2 wides either side. Back he goes. Outside catch and out of bounds. Well shy of the 1st, but they had 14, picked up a good 7 yards. And 4th down, let's see where they mark it. About 7 yards to go. There is a flag as well. Boy, this could be huge. Let's see which way it goes. I was watching the play across the way, did not see the flag. And it's going to be an illegal receiver downfield. So it's going to be a walk-off against the Panthers as the officials trying to get out of traffic so he can show what happened. And they're going to mark off the yardage against Pineview. It's a 5-yard walk-off. That'll bring, keep it at 3rd, but now it is 3rd and back to about 19 yards to go. 35 seconds. You know, this is just the kind of game you say, no wonder high school football is so much fun. You got 2 teams, you got fans from both of those teams. They're here loving the action tonight, and everybody's giving everything they've got in this one. 24-14, Dixie with the lead. Pineview, Brown back. He gets hit, can't get away. And we're going to have, I think, intentional grounding now. We'll see what the flag is against them. That's what I think. Brown was down or going down. He just threw the ball. And we'll see from the officials what the call is. I'll let them make the call here. And they're going to wave this one off. All right. So they're going to wave the flag off, but it is still 3rd and long. The ball, line of scrimmage on the 33-yard line. 27 seconds to go. Now, barring an absolute miracle, Excuse me, it's fourth down. Fourth and around 19, 20 yards to go. And the pressure on the quarterback. He gets away, looks long, fires it down, incomplete. And that'll be it. So Dixie will take over and preserve this win. Now with 20 seconds to go, all they have to do is snap it, one play, and it'll be over. Pineview is out of timeouts. They can't stop the clock. And it looks like Dixie's going to get out of here with a hard-fought 10-point victory over their big rivals, the Pineview Panthers. With the win, Dixie will move to 2-0 in the region. Pineview will drop to 0-2. It does not take Pineview out of any hopes of postseason. They've played two of the best teams in the region back-to-back here. And the ball is back, the knee is down, and that's it. Game over, no stoppage. Dixie doesn't want to stop it. Pineview can't. And they are going to get the 10-point 24-14 victory. All right, let's take a 90-second break here. We'll come back. We'll hand out some honors. We'll do our post-game show here. And then we will send it back to the studio where you get the complete wrap-up in the Region 9 wrap-up show with the guys back in studio. 90-second break coming up, and we'll be back here again at the stadium. Dixie Flyers get the win tonight, 24-14. Back with the post-game in 90.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Information on hot water heating.
No. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out the words.
World music, playing track now.
No.
Let me try. Our daughter gets confused about which details in a story are important.
Which paper towels are most absorbent?
What?
Here are 5 product reviews.
Why are you not getting me?
See, I told you.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
There is a place where rocks bleed and nature blushes on a battlefield green with envy, where dimples determine destiny and a tiny wooden T holds the outcome in the balance. There is a place where friends are opponents and opponents are friends, where the prize is elusive, the conquest is captivating, and the score isn't settled till the drinks are down. There is a place.
Hey, welcome back, and thank you so much for being with us. It's been a good game, a tough, hard-fought game for the Pineview Panthers. Unfortunately, a little bit too little too late in this one. But I tell you what, I'm very impressed. Pineview did not give up in this one. There's a couple of times I thought maybe they could have done. They come back. They made it a game. And actually, even though they lose by 2 scores and 10 points, they were within a chance of perhaps pulling off the big victory here tonight. Hey, before we get into stats and things, I want to, if we can, run some highlights for those watching the game on Channel 22 here tonight. Here we go with some of the highlights of this game. Once again, Javinas really had a pretty good night. That was a great drop-back run by the quarterback. He finally gets knocked out of bounds, but he was a huge part of the way things went in that first half. Javinas again, back, looks, rolls. I tell you, he has a great ability to get loose, then he drops back and launches it. Unfortunately, that time he was picked off. And that really was a key, and the pickoff there by Tyson Miller. I thought Miller had a couple of big defensive plays. He got some usual play from a couple of guys. Here you see once again for Dixie, Jacob Barbin drops back. He looks and finally launches this one. And Peyton Hara just with another big catch downfield. Didn't get the touchdown, but he got him down there. And then a nice job. They used Nyberg to clear out. And then you have number 18 there, Tyson Fisher, with the catch and the touchdown. A big fumble here, and that was a key in the game as well when it looked like Pineview might be getting back into it. Dixie, here's probably the one of the top plays in the game tonight. A great run by Jacob Mapungi from about 50 yards out, ripped around the side, went down that sideline, and all the way in for 6. Another pass play, and again, this one is hauled in by Michael Moten. I mean, Pineview, this is down the stretch, folks. They never did give up. Then they switched. Of course, now they've got Brown running things, and I tell you what, I'm impressed with Brown because he can throw the ball. He can really run the ball, and that time he broke it out, turned it back to the outside, nearly got the first down, but he kept that drive alive. And again, another big defensive play. Fisher stepping it up. Guys in the truck, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Great job on the highlights there. And let's take a look now. This is the Johnson Pediatrics post-game show. Dr. Cody Johnson and his staff make your kids feel right at home. See why so many are choosing Johnson Pediatric. Ask for their new patient special. Call 628-0511, 628-0511. Well, I was sitting here trying to go back in my mind and take a look at some of the players and what they did. I do not have any stats, and that's why it makes it just a little bit tough. But I know in the first play, couple of guys made the difference there late in the first quarter. It was really defense in that first quarter. It was nothing at the end of one. And then they finally got to where it was first and goal from the 3, but Dixie was pushed back. They ended up having to kick a field goal of around 20 yards. They did get it. They led 3-0. But I think a real key in the game came in that second quarter when they'd been going Nyberg, kind of trying to sweep outside, and finally just a quick bust up the middle, and Nyberg broke through 54 yards straight down the middle of the field. Nyberg got the touchdown, and then it was 10-0, and I think that really changed the game. Now, as I said, it didn't guarantee a win because it took more scoring, and Pineview come back and made a game of it. But I am going to right now name that 54-yard run by Brett Nyberg as our play of the game. It was good. It was timely. It really kind of changed things, I thought. So the playmaker play of the game here tonight, brought to you by AWP, the number one playmakers in the appliance business, will go second quarter, a 54-yard run by Nyberg. Hobbs Nyberg gets it done. I thought there was a lot of great plays in the game, and we could go with several different guys in as far as our player of the game tonight. The Dad's Trucking player of the game, Hobbs, would be an easy one to take a look at. I'm going to go a little bit different here. I thought Tyson Miller, and I'm going to name him because I think he had a couple of real keys in the game defensively. He had an interception. He had a huge knock. He had some pressure. I thought he did a great job. Tyson Miller as our Dad's Trucking player of the game. Congratulations to him. And then the one other honor I need to hand out right now, super sub of the game, Jimmy Johns. I'm going to switch sides because I thought he did a tremendous job. They didn't get the win tonight, but I really liked the play of number 2, Dallin Brown, here tonight. He was in the game. He was a running back. He played a lot, but then toward the end, they switched him into the quarterback. He subbed in for Ryan Havinas, not because Havinas was doing a terrible job, but he really, I think, adds a dimension that was great for Pineview and really kept him in contention in this game with a chance to win it. So I'm going to go with number 2, Dallin Brown, as our Jimmy John's super sub of the game. That's going to wind it up here tonight, again from Panthers Stadium. We're going to send it back to the studio. And stay tuned. You've got the Region 9 wrap-up show coming up. All the scores, all the information. They're going to pick some players of the game tonight. I think we have a couple in this game who could easily be named as our player of the night tonight. Thanks to our great sponsors. Again, we do appreciate Johnson Pediatrics helping us bring you the post-game show here tonight. The final score, the Dixie Flyers go to 2-0 in the region. They get the 10-point win, 24-14 over the Pineview Panthers, dropping Pineview to 0-2, and they lose their second in a row, but I'm not counting these guys out. They're right there in Region 9. That's going to do it, guys. Thanks. Back in the studio. Stay tuned. Region 9 wrap-up show coming up next. And for those joining us here on the TV, thank you for joining us. Have a great night.